What's up guys, eDrone here. Today we're going to be talking about the Skydio 2 camera specs, how it got tested against the popular DJI drones, the Mavic 2 Zoom, and the Mavic 2 Pro. Stay tuned. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of controversy, and a lot of conversations regarding the camera on the Skydio 2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you a bench report test that was done by a company called Nyqvist. Check all the information out in the description for the full report. We're going to be going over the report here on this video and showing you all of the tests they performed comparing the Skydio's camera to the very popular Mavic 2 Zoom, Mavic 2 Pro, and even some for the Mavic Air. Now, they compared a wide variety of different tests. They checked all kinds of different settings on all of these cameras and compared them against one another. And I think you will be very shocked at the results. And this goes back to what we've all talked about. It's not the size always that matters. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about sensor size. So the Skydio 2 is boosting a 1/2 inch Sony CMOS sensor, whereas the Mavic 2 Pro is boasting a 1-inch Sony CMOS sensor. A lot of people would think just because the Skydio 2 has a smaller sensor means it's an inferior camera. And there's a lot more going on behind the scenes inside of a camera than just sensor size. Let's take a look. Okay, here's the benchmark report from Nyqvist. Make sure you check them out at nyqvist.com. We have the contents here showing you what exactly we're going to be testing and what they use to test this setup. And here's the devices they use to test Skydio 2, Mavic 2 Zoom, Mavic 2 Pro, and the Mavic Air, and there's the camera resolution. And the conclusions right here, it shows you in the different colors what the different drones are and how they stacked up against one another. And here's the objective testing results. And make sure you check out the full benchmark in the description. Okay, first thing they tested was the color and the auto mode. And there's the results there. As you can see, the Skydio did very well. Here's the noise testing. Skydio did very well with the noise, indoor, outdoor, and low lighting. Here's the resolution in auto mode. And as you can see, the results are very good for the Skydio compared to the other cameras. You can see that there. The exposure test. You can see the Mavic 2 Zoom and Mavic Air did better in the daylight. There's the exposure IDTR testing with the stops. And here's the dynamic range. As you can see, the dynamic range, because the Skydio 2 has a lot more stops, did very well in this testing. And you can see here, Skydio 2's more dynamic range testing. Very good. They did very good with the Skydio, and what this shows you is the dynamic range of the Skydio 2 camera is very good. And here's the color testing. Colors look very natural for the Skydio 2. And here's the fluorescent. Colors are looking natural as well. That dynamic range has a big part in how the image is actually going to look. Depending on how many dynamic stops you have is more information you can see in the shadows and details and such, as well as the noise. Believe it or not, the noise testing is very important when it comes to what your picture is going to look like. The more noise, the more blotchy it's going to be in certain areas. You can see here there was a bit of noise visible in the low light testing. And here's your daylight. All the drones have good resolution here, so no problem there. And what I'm trying to show you with all this is basically, just because the Skydio 2 has a smaller sensor doesn't mean that the image is going to look a lot worse than the Mavic 2 Pro. If anything, from this testing, it looks like the image is going to look just as good as the Mavic 2 Pro. And you can see there's more exposure testing. Mavic 2 Pro and the Skydio are very on par with one another. And here you can see the low light exposure, same thing. Skydio 2 and Mavic 2 Pro did very well with the exposure testing. Here's your dynamic range and exposure testing, HDR. And that's where you have that high dynamic range, and the extra stops are really going to give you an edge with this particular camera. So I would definitely not run this camera out of the running. It performed very well in all the tests. Overall, just as good as the Mavic 2 Pro. And for the price point, that has to be noticed. And here you go. Here's the sunlight testing. Tells you all the exposures. Details are good. Reproduce very well. Look at the shadow detail. Here you go again. Here's the shadow testing. And the Mavic 2 Pro did very well as the Skydio 2. Here in the HDR, you have the Mavic 2 Pro right along Skydio 2. Here's a conclusion. Tells you Skydio 2 and Mavic 2 Pro are the best ones of the 4 drones tested. Here's the what they use to test each of the cameras. Very well-known company, Nyqvist. And there you go. There's exactly what they use to test. So, excellent. And there you have it, guys. Remember, the full bench report is down in the video description. And special thanks to Nyqvist for testing out the Skydio 2 and the other DJI drones compared in this bench report. Great information, a lot to learn here. There was a lot of information in that report. I definitely highly recommend you check it out and check out Nyqvist. They're a very reputable camera testing company. They've tested lots of cameras, drone cameras, photography cameras, phone cameras. They've tested all kinds of different style cameras. So I definitely trust their testing and their good judgment. But thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting one of the first batches of the Skydio 2, which hopefully will be shipping out sometime next month. I was able to find out some more information regarding if your order number starts with a 6, you should be receiving your Skydio 2 in November. If it starts with a 7, or higher, you're going to be getting yours in a batch 2 or 3, which is scheduled to be released, I think, second or third quarter of 2020. Also, was able to find out some more information on the battery cost. If you didn't already know, the Skydio batteries will be $100, and that's been confirmed. So, but if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And once I get the Skydio 2 in my hands next month, we're going to be putting it through its paces, doing range testing, obstacle avoidance testing, and putting it through all its paces. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Till next time, eDrone out.